Welcome back to the news here on RT America. Supporters of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, they're not giving up on the deal just yet. The trade deal is all but dead after the Obama administration suspended voting on it. President-elect Donald Trump opposes the TPP, although Republican Congressman Kevin Brady says he'll continue to support free trade. Brady told the Wall Street Journal, "Don't withdraw, negotiate." Is there a way forward for this trade deal? Let's turn to Lori Wallach tonight. She's the director of Public Citizens Global Trade Watch. Lori, good to have you with us tonight. First of all, this deal seems to be dead. Would have to go on multiple machines of life support to come back. Or am I wrong on that? This is a big victory for labor and for advocacy groups who care about American jobs. Where are we right now?
Well, I brought you one of these TPP RIP pins, but we're going to have to hold on to that for a little while. I would say it is 99.9% toast in the U.S. Congress. And the reason I say that is the votes have never been there. The votes were not there since February, and they signed it to pass it. And the votes still aren't there. And what is clear is that now all the corporations who are pushing it are scrambling, like Congressman Brady said, thinking, is there some way to bring back the zombie TPP? But I wouldn't hold my breath. I think the people may have actually won one.
Well, the people may have won one, but what kind of deal would fit? Is this now time to ramp up to advocate for the next deal? Would there be a lot of TPP hangover stuff that's going to go into the next? Is this a whole new fight coming up?
I think that the way we should think about this is it's as if we had a diagnosis of treatable cancer. Okay, you know you've got it. It's NAFTA, it's China WTO, it's all those other agreements. It's killing the middle class. And then, in addition to that, we were told, here's a nice chalice of poison. It's the TPP. Take a drink. And we have sort of in front of us 3 other glasses of poison. New additional negotiations with Europe, TTIP, on service sector, so Wall Street, et cetera, called TISA, and a thing called the U.S.-China bilateral agreement that this administration's been negotiating. Depends what the new administration's going to say. Are they going to actually rip up the TPP and withdraw us? That needs to happen. Otherwise, it's hanging over us forever. Are they going to continue those negotiations? And then we've got some pre-existing conditions, like NAFTA, and the other 13 free trade agreements, like the WTO rules as is. And the question is, going forward, are those going to be changed? Because they're like that cancer that we know we have that's treatable. It's there. We're not going to drink the poison of TPP today, but unless we get rid of the underlying ailment and actually start making trade rules that work for us, a new set of rules of the road, then we're not going to get worse, but we're not going to get better.
Lori, do you have any thoughts on President Obama's timing on this? Why didn't he do it 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the election? Why right after meeting with Donald Trump, the White House backs off on the biggest trade deal that this country's ever done? And in some way, did that send a message to the legislative body that, Trump said specifically he doesn't want it and he means it? But what about the time? A lot of people didn't believe that Hillary Clinton was really going to deep six the TPP. What about all that?
I think the votes just weren't there. I mean, actually, it didn't come right after the meeting with Trump. Actually, the trade representative the next day was saying, it's still time to pass the TPP. Now is the time to pass the TPP. It wasn't actually until Friday of last week where, under pressure, several administration officials in a briefing about what the president would have to say to the other TPP countries when he was going to be visiting them this week on a mission that was preset, what would he be saying? And it's only then that they basically fessed up. They didn't have the votes. They weren't going to send it forward. So I don't think actually it was a matter of President Obama saying, all right, I can't do this because of Trump. Rather, I think that President Obama campaigning relentlessly for TPP right through the election may have helped elect Trump because it sent a signal that Democrats are. Whatever Hillary Clinton said, the President of the United States and the cabinet was all over the country pushing NAFTA on steroids, TPP. But Trump didn't stop the TPP. If they had had the votes, Ed, they would have had this vote at any time during the entire session of Congress that's unfurled since they signed it in the first week of February. The votes weren't there. And that was people organizing.
Yeah. Lori, finally, quickly, do you think those white workers in rural America, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and Wisconsin, do you think this trade deal affected their vote?
Well, I'll tell you what I can look at county by county. Those are the same counties. These counties where the white working class vote went to Trump are the same counties where Obama twice in a row had his highest white working class vote. And so what I'm looking at is President Obama not talking about the bad trade agreements, staying critical. He was fighting with Hillary Clinton and had Edwards chewing at his heel in the first round about how bad the agreements were. He wasn't going to do it. Just keep in mind, he didn't pull up that Korea agreement or any of that stuff until after he got reelected. And then suddenly he switched the Democratic brand back to NAFTA loving. And I think Hillary Clinton got the result. I do think that Obama relentlessly pushing TPP helped elect Trump.
Lori Wallach, always a pleasure. Good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.